stand there doing that, so I just took off my rain jacket again. But the wind's picking up, so I might put it back on. But we'll see. So I'm going to start just by putting a bit of timber here, and then just getting some of these drier little twigs on the bottom. It's a bit wet actually. Get some of these drier ones, just to give somewhere for the fire to have a bottom to. And then we'll get some of that birch bark from earlier, nestle that there, along with some of these birch twigs from earlier. I just want to lean them up against that rock. So just give somewhere for that birch bark to nestle under, you see? So we can introduce my flame there. And the rest I'm just going to leave on this little leather mat. So I'm going to use my ferro rod and my knife, just the back of my knife. And by scraping on the back, you can see it provides loads of really hot sparks. And then I can lift this and introduce it to my fire. Sometimes it takes a few attempts. It's fine. There we are. Knife away. Don't rush it. Let some of them catch, and then we'll go up to the fire. We can let that catch the birch bark that we put in there, and then give some air to the fire by lifting it up. Don't suffocate it. Get ready to add some more sticks on top, keep that momentum building. If this starts struggling, just give it a little lift from the bottom. So I'm just going to put this back on. Rain jacket, the outer shell, it's windproof as well. Really, really nice, soft material.
So I wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm using when I come up to the Northwoods, kind of the setup that I have for fishing. I really just fish two ways. I generally troll and throw top water for bass and pike. So the trolling produces the walleye, the trout, and it produces everything. I catch everything trolling, but it allows me to travel and catch fish for dinner while I'm moving. So it's a really efficient way to cover water, and it's a great way to get dinner without having to like get to camp, set up, and then go back out and try to catch something. You can just roll right in with some fish if everything goes well. So as far as the trolling baits go, pretty straightforward. That's what I've been catching some of my fish on, and these will just dive down about 10 to 15 feet depending on your speed. Another classic is this perch colored shad wrap. So those are really good baits, and then as you can see I've got a bunch of other stuff in there that is similar to that. So those are my go-to baits just when I'm trolling. You can cast these too, but in my opinion just trolling them is consistent and good. And then I go to when I'm fishing just like around camp for fun, wanting to just cast and fish, smallmouth, pike, more that style. I'm almost always throwing some kind of topwater plug, a popper or a torpedo, something like that, because honestly there's nothing more fun than watching these smallmouth bass specifically, and the pike, but specifically the smallmouth bass, just blow up on your lure. There's just nothing like it. It's exciting, it's fun, and my favorite way to fish. So I do this for fun, and I troll for food and for the potential of catching a trophy, because when you're out in the big water going around big points and things like that, you'll connect with big pike, big trout, big walleye. Like the opportunity to catch something of trophy proportions is definitely there, especially if you're covering a lot of water. So anyway, just some tips to keep in mind if you ever come up here and want to get into some fish. One thing that concerns me a little bit about solo hiking is just getting injured way out here. You know, I have the SOS button if I need it, but at the same time, you know, what if it doesn't work or something like that? And that's definitely something that's gone through my head a few times. That's why I'm extra careful when I do these trips. I don't take any unnecessary risks for the most part. And when I start to feel tired, I need to be better about taking breaks and just stopping and just kind of checking myself, because I find myself tripping, you know, and like making poor choices when I'm really tired, or if I hadn't had enough water or enough food, feeling really dehydrated. Those are all factors that I can actually feel myself make mistakes because of those things. It's really crazy about, or what's interesting about, you know, doing these adventures that require a lot of physical activity is, you know, your body starts to need fuel instead of, you know, you just eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now it's just like when your body needs fuel, you have to put some fuel in it. So I usually spend the whole day, you know, just snacking all the way through. I don't stop and have like an official lunch thing. I just snack all the way through on like bars and granola and, you know, things like that. Beef jerky sometimes, and then I'll usually have a real meal at night. So I found that eating multiple meals throughout the day just to kind of fill you as you start to feel that lightheadedness and that tiredness really can help you keep moving forward.
and try as much as possible to return it to its original state. Remember to leave no trace. I think the first step to take in order to be more connected with nature is as simple as putting your phone away when you're out in nature. As gratifying as it may be to upload an epic waterfall selfie on your social media on the spot and immediately receiving likes and responses to your social media post, you may end up spending your attention only on your device and completely miss out on the real experience with nature. Instead, try to engage all your senses and just bask in all the beauty that nature can offer. Sun is up. And the fly sheet is still a little bit wet. I'm gonna let the sunlight dry it out a little bit. Probably just 10 minutes. In fact, being in the wilderness alone is one of the best forms of meditation. I believe if everyone in the world has the privilege to spend some quiet time in Mother Nature, the world will definitely be a better place.
Wasn't a bad night. It's pretty good. We got some decent sleep. I had really good sleep from about 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. I woke up maybe 2 times. One time I had to de-layer. I was sweating. And the other time I was just tossing and turning. And one time I actually think I heard a moose off in the distance. But overall it was a pretty good night. It's about 6:10 a.m. right now. The sun is coming up. Sunrise is supposed to be at 7 a.m. So it should get bright pretty quick. And I want to get a head start on the day
I've been awake since 5, but I didn't want to get out of bed when it was still so dark, because you can't really do that much. You can't see. So I'm gonna get dressed and then start my day. So I didn't see this yesterday, but there's this massive pile of poop right here. Probably from like a smaller animal. Maybe a beaver or something, I'm not too sure, but that's literally right next to me.
The best way to do this is not to limit your idea of what nature is. Nature is so vast. Ultimately, nature is everything, in my opinion. Find something that you love to do, even if it's at home, and go do it outside. Do it in the forest. If you love cooking, go cook in the forest. See how much more fun you're gonna have. If you love to take pictures, take selfies, it doesn't matter. Go do it in nature. Just start somewhere, and slowly, if you are giving it a real shot, you will start to see how much fun you're having, how much you're learning, and how much better you're gonna feel by being in nature, because nature is the ultimate healer. And it is of absolute importance to try and connect even a little bit, not just for the sake of nature, but also just to take a break from technology. And the polar opposite of technology is nature. I've always been an extremist. Leave the one extreme for a little bit. It's still gonna be there. It's not gonna go anywhere. Your phone's still gonna be there. And take some time away from technology to try and reconnect with the primal DNA that is in every human.
Bye, shelter. See you next time.
The super breakfast is ready and it was very good and I enjoyed. Now my tent is fully dried out. What I normally do as well, I open both vestibules so air will pass and will dry both the inner and both the fly sheet from the inside. So now I will start packing the inside of the tent so I have everything ready. So when I want then the tent, I don't need it anymore, so I can pack everything up. So now it's time to start breaking camp. So what I do first is remove the air from inside my mattress and inside my pillow like this. This one I give it a good check like this. And I can start packing, yeah. Another thing that I like is I get my camp chair close by. So when I start putting things out, instead of putting them directly in the backpack, I will put them on the chair so they are not contact with the ground. The sleeping bag is very cheap compared to other sleeping bags. I got it from China, but have to say that it's I'm very happy with it, for the kind of temperature it goes to. And normally when I get home, I still open it up, clean it properly, make it out to dry, and then I put it inside. And also another nice thing to do, you check for bugs. You don't want to have a bug trapped inside your mat or on the outside. This way I'll put it in the bottom as well. Electronic bags on the chair, and I can start putting the tent down. Backpack on, and this marks the end of the day. So now I have to hike back. Look at those tourist ships. So they are going for goats, and I have to go camping there. Another important thing is leave no trace. You should leave the place as if nobody was here. I found it clean and I will leave it clean, which is very important. If everybody does like this, we don't have problems with the authorities, with nobody. And even we don't ruin this space we love for ourselves. And now I start hiking back. It was an amazing solo trip. Leaving this site. Normally what I start thinking, when I will be back and where I will be going, and what I will cook. Because this is like a circle. Once you come and you enjoy, you keep coming. Problem now, summer is approaching fast and I don't think I can continue to go camping with this heat. But I will try. Maybe next time I will even add a swim.
Set up in there. Looks like it's going to be pretty cozy in it. Feels comfortable already. Can't wait to go to bed, to be honest with you.
I've adjusted the tarp, made it a little bit tighter, done another couple more tie down points just to make it more secure because I don't know how windy it's going to get tonight. I'll just quickly show you what I've done, how I set the tent up, the tarp up. Used the shovel which was already here. I didn't bring that out with me. It's a long way to bring a shovel. I managed to tie my bivvy out to that so I get a little bit of room in my feet. So I've got three tie down points. I have a bottom side just for some guys and some pegs. Here I've tied this one to a hammer that was already here and just chucked the rock on it. It's pretty strong, pretty sturdy. Used what was already here, used the post. So I've got a 3 metre by 3 metre tarp, which I think was a good option. It's giving me plenty of room in here, which is fantastic. My bivvy is diagonal at the moment as well, so if you imagine it being on one side there'd be a lot more room. I've only gone diagonal because of the uneven ground. I got a Morocco bivvy. Inside the bivvy, oh yeah, I pegged the bivvy down so in the night I don't slide too much. Inside the bivvy I've got my Outrack sleeping bag, which is nice and cozy. Feels very nice. I got a little pillow which I might not even use. I've used this bivvy before, and what I did last time was had the pillow up against the side like that just to keep off my face a bit more. Seemed to work pretty well. And I've got a really well insulated mattress which I spent a little bit of money on, upgraded my old mattress, and it was way worth the extra money. They're fantastically insulated. I haven't had a cold night's sleep with it before. It is getting negative temperatures tonight, so it'll be a big test on that. But I reckon it'll keep me nice and warm. I'll chuck a few jumpers in there with me as well. Put over the top of the sleeping bag, just in case I get cold in the night.
I've just stopped on the beach so I can demonstrate what the hiking poles are like, and this, normally I wouldn't be using it on the beach, but just for the sake of showing you. So glad I came here and did this. I mean, it's always an effort to get away and pack up and get organised and sort out things at home, but I can just feel even within 24 hours I'm a lot more relaxed, really enjoying this. No one else on the beach. I've not seen anyone all day, and probably won't until I get back to where my car is, and there might be some people because I'm parked at it's sort of a public reserve, so there might be some people over there. It's worth making the effort to do these things. Like I do it, the tramping and biking and whatever, I do it for my physical health, but also for mental health, just have that break away. So I've just got back to the first beach where I started from at Sailor's Grave, and my car's parked about 100 metres from where I am, so I'll just get ready to go home.